Okay, so good day. My name is Awuni Joseph. So today I'm here to introduce my PCB design of Arduino Uno board to you and then take you through the steps in designing from scratch to manufacture stage. So the steps include the schematic capture and then PCB design and arrangement, and we have the manufacturer stage. So without wasting your time, let me take you through the keycard software. So this interface is the keycard schematic capture, and the schematic capture to include the selection of components and then assigning footprint to each component. So I'll show you how component is being selected in keycard. So in keycard, we have ways of selecting ways of selecting components in keycard. But in this case, I prefer to use the shortcut by just pressing A on the keyboard. So if you press A on the keyboard, keycard will open the component interface to you, the component library. Then you use the search bar. You can use the search bar in order to make things simple for you. Use the search bar, then you type in the component that you are looking for. So in this case, let me type resistor. So immediately you enter resistor, keycard has recognized it, and then it is showing, or the pop-up has come for the resistor component. So if you look at the component and it's the one that you are looking for, you just hit OK. So after pressing OK, keycard will attach the component to your cursor. I hope you can see. Okay. So in this case, because I've already finished with my schematic capture, I'm just explaining it to you. So I don't need to placing extra components on it. So this is how component is being selected in keycard. So let's move to assigning footprint to each component. So if you want to assign footprint to each component, you can just double click on the component that you want to assign the footprint to. So let me double click it like this. Then a pop-up will come. Then you look for the footprint place, the footprint side. You click on it like this. Then keycard will open a place for you to search for your footprint. And here too, you can also type in the name of the footprint you are looking for. So you type in the name, or you just go through and select the footprint. You see, so this is the footprint. So you select the type of footprint you are looking for. Okay. So because I have my footprint already, I will not select any footprint again. Otherwise, keycard will recognize it as error. So let me cancel it. So after your schematic capture, you are moving to the next stage, which is what you call PCB designing and arrangement of component in the PCB. So let's move to the PCB interface. So you come to tools, you come to update from schematic, then you click on it. You wait for keycard to open. So this is the PCB interface. This is how it looks like. We have USB mini footprint here. We have the barrier jack for the power input, and then we have the main components as the 80 mega 328 watts microcontroller is here, as you can see. Okay, so this is how the PCB interface is. So I've already finished the arrangement of components. So now I would like to show you the 3D of the Arduino Uno board. So this is how the 3D looks like. This is how the 3D looks like. As you can see, very nice and neat, well arranged. Okay, so after arranging So after arranging your components on your PC board, you move to the next stage, which is the verification and manufacturing stage. So the manufacturing stage is where you send your your work to the manufacturer to produce the physical board for you. And the verification stage is where you verify and see whether the work that you have done, there's no mistake or there's a mistake. So we have the two steps of verification, and the first one is verification from the electrical rule check. And then the second one is the designing rule check. So the designing rule check is done on the PCB interface. So let's run the design rule check and see. So you come to inspect, then you click on design rule check, as you can see, and then you click on run design rule check. Good. So KiCad is telling me that my evaluation is 0 and then I have no errors. It means the work is neat and perfect for the next stage. So let me take you through the electrical rule check too. So the electrical rule check is also done at the schematic capture interface. So when you come to you open your schematic capture interface, you look for inspection, then you click on electrical rule check, and then you hit your run button again. Okay, so KiCad, my schematic capture place 2 is no variation and no error. As you can see, the error side is 0, warning is 0, and then violation is is 0. Now, as you can see, very neat. Thank you. So the last stage is the manufactured stage. So that's where you generate your Java files for the manufacturer to manufacture and design the physical component and then the board for you to use for whatever you want to use it for. So without wasting your time, let me take you through how the Java file is being generated. Okay, so when you come to the PCB interface, you come to files, you come to plots, and then you plot. But first of all, you need to save your work to the desired or your preferred folder. So if you come here, then you choose your preferred folder where you want the Java files to be saved at. In this case, I've already set it so I will not set it again. And then you click plot, then you come to generate drive file, and then you generate your Java files. So after generating your Java file, you are good to go to send it to the manufacturer to design your physical board for you for your final work.